Welcome to BOJTV Trending News for top stories in local, regional and international news, along with sports and local weather forecast. I'm Carla. Coming up in our local trending news, J. Ray and nephew refutes claims that counterfeit Magnum tonic wine are circulating on the market. Over 160,000 primary and secondary school students to benefit from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security Back to School Path program. Government threatens to shake up the housing agency of Jamaica, and post-mortem examination to be done in body of a slain female dancehall artist Kishon tomorrow. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has indicated that the government will be carrying out a little shake-up within the housing agency of Jamaica, even with the agency now on the verge of making a surplus after being long in deficit. Mr. Holness, who was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for a housing development in Ryan Park, St. James, stated that the housing agency of Jamaica is one of the agencies plagued with corruption. According to the Prime Minister, he, along with Dr. Horace Jang, who was at the time Minister without portfolio in the ministry, restructured the agency, and it has since moved from being in a deficit with bad audit reports to being an agency that is about to make a surplus. Wednesday, August 21, deadline has been set for a post-mortem examination to be done on the body of slain female artist Kishon. The entertainer, whose real name is Kenesha Brown, was shot to death by a licensed firearm holder who is also said to be her boyfriend. The police reported that on July 20, Kishon, who recorded several hit singles with incarcerated dancehall artist Vibes Cartel, got in a physical confrontation with her boyfriend in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, when she was shot to death. A Thanksgiving service is set for the entertainer on September 8 at the Spring Village Seventh-day Adventist Church in St. Catherine. 10-year-old Jotwayne Johnson, the student who was rushed to hospital on Sunday evening after being hit by a motor car in the vicinity of Dunbar River stoplight intersection, succumbed to his injuries on Sunday night. Reports are that Jotwayne, who resides at Barracks Road in Savannah and attends the Unity Primary School, was attempting to cross a section of the roadway about 3:30 p.m. when he was hit by the motorist. The child was rushed to the hospital where he was admitted to intensive care unit, but he later succumbed to his injuries. The driver of the ill-fated vehicle has since been warned for prosecution. A 62-year-old retired inspector of police was arrested by the Portmore police on Saturday for allegedly stabbing his wife to death at their home in Cumberland, St. Catherine. The woman has been identified as 65-year-old Pamela Manning of Potter's Dale Avenue, Cumberland, St. Catherine. Reports by the police are that about 10 p.m. on Saturday, the couple were at their home when an argument developed between them. The retired cop allegedly used a knife to stab his wife in the region of her neck. She was pronounced dead at hospital and he was taken into custody. 5 people, including 4 females, have been arrested following the seizure of firearm and several rounds of ammunition during an operation conducted on a Dooney Corner in Salt Spring, St. James this morning, the police have reported. According to the police, the premises was searched at about 5:30 a.m. and an AK-47 assault rifle along with 15 7.6 rounds of ammunition was found in a garbage bag in the backyard. The 5 people were subsequently arrested. However, their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. Hundreds of cameras have been installed across the island by the government in keeping with the proposed electronic surveillance system to help reduce traffic violations. According to the Minister of Transport and Mining, Robert Montague, Cabinet has passed the framework and approximately 490 traffic cameras have been installed across Kingston, 80 in Outaris, 120 in Montego Bay, 38 in Maypen and 30 in Mandeville. These state-of-the-art systems of license plate reading technology which are geared towards recording vehicles involved in traffic violations. In a ministry paper tabled in Parliament last month, the Cabinet explained that under the proposed system, unmanned electronic devices will be used to capture violations. Owners or drivers of a motor vehicle at the time of the infraction will be sanctioned in keeping with the Road Traffic Act and regulations. Cabinet further indicated that the system will also assist in the execution of the enforcement and legislation components of the National Road Safety Policy. Some 162,654 students who are registered with the Program of Advancement through Health and Education Path will benefit from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security Back to School Grant Program. The ministry said it will be disbursing approximately $569,289 million to several PATH families. Each student will receive $3,500 during the month of August, and the benefit is payable to all registered PATH students attending primary and secondary school. Minister without a portfolio in the Ministry of Labour, Shaheen Robinson, said the decision was made in order that the grant program can become expense associated with the back-to-school preparation. The Consumer Affairs Commission, the CAC, is urging parents to be wary of counterfeit products during their back-to-school shopping. Director of Communications at the CAC, Latoya Halsald, told reporters that parents should be careful of purchasing severely marked-down items. You might be thinking that you're getting a deal when in fact it could be a knockoff, so you are paying money out of pocket for something that you are thinking is going to last, but in 2 or 3 months it will no longer be useful because it is not authentic, she explained. Halsald recommended that parents conduct research before purchasing items such as shoes and bags for their children. Go online to see exactly what the tags should be like and the branding of the item to see exactly what it ought to be, so when you go into the store you already have an idea of what it should look like, she said. Halsald encouraged parents to spend time checking items when they are in the store physically. Those were your top stories making local trending news. Now join us for news from across the region as well as our international story, sports and local weather forecast. From across the region, an armed man who took dozens of hostages on a bus in Brazil was shot dead by police following a 4-hour standoff this morning, authorities said. All the hostages were freed unarmed during the incident in Rio de Janeiro. State Governor Wilson Witzel said. The man holding a gun and a knife took 37 people hostage around 5:30 a.m. on a busy bridge linking the suburb of Goncalo to downtown Rio de Janeiro. Some passengers who were earlier freed by the assailant told police that the man had spilled gasoline in the bus and was threatening to set it on fire. However, Hans Moreno, one of the hostages, said on TV Globo that the man had appeared very calm. Officials said that the man had identified himself as a policeman, but that they were not able to confirm this information. He did not make any particular demands, according to police. In international news, a U.S. police officer was sacked on Monday for putting a black man in a banned chokehold just before his death 5 years ago in a case that fueled nationwide protests. New York Police Commissioner James O'Neill told reporters Daniel Pantaleo was dismissed from the force over the death of Eric Garner during an arrest in July 2014. The incident stimulated Black Lives Matter protests, which called for police to be held accountable for the deaths of unarmed African Americans in custody or facing arrest. Pantaleo's sacking comes after NYPD Deputy Commissioner and Departmental Administrative Judge Rosemary Maldonado recommended earlier this month that he be fired. Pantaleo was suspended pending the decision of O'Neill, who had the final say on the officer's future. Over in our sporting report, West Indies captain Jason Holder has retained his all-round top ranking ahead of Thursday's start of the 2-test series against India in Antigua. The 27-year-old Barbadian topped the all-round charts in tests back in January, following his stunning double hundred in the first test against England at Bridgetown that propelled the home side to a massive 381-run victory. Holder also picked up 2 wickets in that match to move up 2 places to the top rung. He will lead West Indies in the opening test at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, where he will look to further solidify his status in the rankings. Holder is also the highest ranked West Indian in the bowling charts at number 8, having retained the spot, while fellow bowler Kumar Roach has also retained his 11th place ranking. Speedster Shannon Gabriel is the other West Indians bowler in the top 20 at number 12. On our local weather forecast, insignificant feature, a high-pressure ridge across Jamaica. The high-pressure ridge is projected to remain across the island through to Wednesday evening. A trough is then expected to move into the vicinity of Jamaica by early Thursday morning. The forecast for this morning will see partly cloudy skies. During the afternoon, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms across sections of western and north-central parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere, windy mainly along southern coastal areas. Tonight will be partly cloudy. Maximum temperature expected for Kingston as well as Montego Bay today is 33 degrees Celsius. That was BOJTV's Trending News, your top local, regional and international stories, as well as sports report and weather forecast. Until next time, I'm Carla. Thanks for watching.